love you all. Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. This is your love hour right before happy hour, sponsored by Florida Love. Join us each week as we spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love. Now, back to spreading love.
This is for you, Kenny. It's the Florida Love Show, paying love forward is the theme. It's the Florida Love Show, hosted by Kenny and his dream. Every special guest brings their love to the set, and the interview flies, it all comes alive like a duet. He wears many hearts, so he has a very special side. In the Brooklyn Cafe, it's a big love buffet. With roses galore, and you are adored. Come take a bouquet. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Plan your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Show your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Follow this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Shine your love wherever you can. Shine your light. Love this man. Live your dreams. Make your day. If you love them, you are on your way. Give the gift of love and pay it forward and go. Give a kiss, give a hug. It's the Florida Love Show. Love you, Kenny.
Welcome all you lovers to the Florida Love Show. We are going to have the best show today ever. Please comment. We're going to be spreading love all over the world. So I'm Kenny Love, founder and creator of Florida Love and the host of the Florida Love Show. Florida Love is a nonprofit. Florida Love Show is a nonprofit. So please comment. Please love our guests, Rene Love and Deonna Love. And this show is dedicated to loving Deonna's dad and granddad, Vito Lanzone. And you're a Lanzone. Yes. So I am so excited. So I love you all. So love is no judgment. It's no anger, it's no resentment, it's no killing, it's no violence. It's love is just saying I love you. And I say I love you to everybody. So on my way here, I was saying I love you to everybody. So I went to get my roses at Publix. It was awesome, and I was giving out roses to everybody, which we call Roses for Change at Florida Love. And when George Floyd passed, I gave out roses to every African American and said, I love you. And that got covered by the news. It got covered by the TV news and the newspaper news, the Sun Sentinel. So I'm going to show you the two newses so you can see what Florida Love, Roses for Change love marches are all about, to spread love all over the world. Please play the two newses.
Welcome back. Now at 5:30, who couldn't use a little love right now?
One Pompano Beach businessman is making it his mission to spread love all around by giving out the flower of love to random strangers. CBS 4's Lisa Petrillo has this heartwarming story.
There's an old song with lyrics that say what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Ken Lehrman is living that moment in a movement he created called Roses for Change.
We love you.
The idea for Roses for Change came about after the death of George Floyd and the turmoil that followed.
I felt their pain. And for me, I don't see color. I mean, I see us all as human beings. And we all can love each other. I mean, love is simple.
Ken, who owns his own printing business for 35 years, appropriately named the Happy Printer, decided to spring into action, purchasing dozens of roses he could hand out.
The first thing I did was I went to Whole Foods, and I also went to Publix, and I gave out roses to all the African Americans in the store. And I said, I love you. And they said I love you back. And they said, God bless you. And they said, we need love more now than ever before.
Ken was so moved by the response, he posted pictures on Facebook, receiving 600 likes. Suddenly, Roses for Change on Facebook was born. His followers wanted to join him, buying roses too, and it's now become a movement, spreading love to people of all races. We recently caught up with them in Boca Raton.
I just want to say I love you. Have a wonderful day.
Michelle Bellman, who had never met Ken in person, wanted in on the love train and came out on this day to volunteer.
His message is just of love, and love yourself and love one another. And he speaks to my soul, and he speaks to me because I love to spread love as well.
Some were skeptical, wondering if there's a catch to these random acts of kindness. But for those who understood it, it meant the world.
I think it's just amazing. This is really, really nice. You're really showing your love. You're taking your time to do this. Just amazing. And the red flowers, forget it. Just bringing brightness to this world. It's much needed. Thank you so much.
Seriously, so sweet.
Can you imagine what a world it would be like if we just all gave roses to each other instead of what's actually going on? Like, to me, that's a way to spread a message. Spread the message of love.
Lucky me, I received my rose. For more information on Roses for Change when they meet every Friday, go on to our website at cbsmiami.com. I'm Lisa Petrillo, Smelling Sweet, CBS 4 News.
We're continuing to bring you inspiring stories from our area about people changing their communities for the better. Tonight, WPTV News Channel 5's Chris Gilmore shares the story of a man on a mission to spread love, one rose at a time.
Roses are red and Ken Lehrman's suit is too.
Love you, Anthony.
If you see his bouquets, he has a message for you.
Man, love you, brother.
The 55-year-old loves love,
I love you.
and he now uses roses to let people know it.
No, I love you.
There's some pain behind Lehrman's purpose. His Roses for Change campaign began this summer after he and people across the country witnessed the fallout following the death of George Floyd while in police custody.
How can one human being do that to another human being? Like, I was crying when I saw it.
Armed with roses and a message of love, Lehrman says he wanted to reach those most affected.
I got to give this to all the African Americans. They're hurting.
His message has since caught on both online and in Palm Beach County, where he regularly shares love and roses to people of all colors. We caught up with Lehrman with 100 of his favorite flowers in hand at the Milagro Center in Delray Beach.
A lot of learning goes on every day here in the Milagro Center, but today's lesson consisted of some flowers and 3 words going a long way.
I love you.
I was surprised, and I was like, oh, I love you too.
A lot of these teens say it's been a while since they've heard those words directed at them, and even longer since they have been given flowers.
It was kind of weird at first. I was like, roses giving someone food. It was kind of weird because I didn't expect that, but it's pretty nice. It's a really nice gesture.
He said, I love you, you stay safe, and told my grandma happy birthday too.
Lehrman says he hopes the connection he makes with strangers leaves a lasting impact.
That's my mission every single day, to spread love in the Florida community and transform the world with love.
Because maybe all you need is love. In Delray Beach, Chris Gilmore, WPTV News Channel 5.
And you can help us share stories that are inspiring South Florida. Just send us your ideas to inspiringsfl@WPTV.com or
Smelling sweet, Lisa Petrillo. Mwah. Love you, Lisa Petrillo. She's the first reporter. Second reporter, Chris Gilmore. Mwah. Love you, Chris Gilmore. So Chris Gilmore says, maybe all you need is love. So at Florida Love, we say that all you need is love. Love is everything. And the power of love, I mean, is so powerful that it's pure freedom. So I say I love you to everybody. Love, to love and be loved, is the ultimate happiness. It's also the ultimate freedom. It's to forgive and love, forgive and love. So that's what Florida Love is all about. So Florida Love, we spread love in the Florida community. We transform the world with love, spreading love all over the world such that all human beings, we love all human beings. And I believe that if I love one human being, I'm loving all human beings. That's the power of love. And why that is because God is love. Right out of the Bible. This is my wallpaper on my phone. So God spreads love like love fire. And so just love one human being, and you'll be loving all human beings. That's how fast love spreads. That's the power of love. Love is so powerful. So what I say, and I created, was the Florida Loving Hug, which is to give someone a hug and say I love you every day, to spread love all over the world. So go out, give someone a hug and say I love you every day, to spread spread love all over the world. Because if you spread love to one human being, you spread love to all human beings. So I love you all, each and every one of you. And please comment, please comment. I love you, love you, love you. So the other thing we say at Florida Love is we say there's only one race, the human race. So we're all human beings, we're all the same. And I don't see color, I look in people's eyes and I just see love. I see their heart and their soul and I see love. So isn't this great, like looking at these two kids, just look in their eyes. I don't see color, I just see the love in their eyes. So we're just one race, the human race. So let's all love each other. And the other thing is, life is short. I could pass right now, like right now on this show. And so love is now. Everything is now. So all we have is now to love each other before people pass. And I just want to say, you know, how life is short. I'm just going to give an example, okay? So actually, Rene, I met Rene and I met Deonna at Stanley Goodman's. We went back to his place, right? To sit Shiva, right? And I knew Rene. Rene and I love each other for many, many, many years. But Deonna and I, we hadn't met. And I looked in Deonna's eyes and I saw so much love. I said, Deonna, I love you so much. I want you to be on the show. And she's here today. That's how love spreads. So this is Stanley Goodman, okay? So he passed a few weeks ago. Life is short. He's been on the Florida Love Show twice to love his son and his foundation for his son, because his son, Richard, who was autistic, wrote this book, The Unsung Poet. And it's all love poems. He wrote it on his computer, and Stanley didn't find out till after he passed that he wrote this book. So I want to talk about love and forgiveness, because Stanley's a perfect example. So we're at the funeral, and Stanley was just on the show like a month or two before. And I called him Dad. He reminded me of my dad, and I called him Dad, and we loved each other so much. So no one had any idea Stanley was going to pass. That's why I say life is now. Anybody could pass unexpectedly. He just fell down and passed. So the thing was, when he was on the show, he said, do you know Kenny? He said, I just went to a Seder, a Passover Seder, and I hadn't spoken to my niece or even met her family in 18 years, Allison Love. And I met Allison at the funeral, and he was so happy. Again, they hadn't spoken in 18 years. They didn't even know why they fought. This is what happens with people. So people, again, this is why human beings fall out of love, because they get angry or they get in a fight, or then and then again, years and years pass and they don't talk to each other, and then the love goes. So 18 years. He went to Allison's Seder, and he was so happy, and he shared all about it on the Florida Love Show that week. It was right after the Passover Seder. So I met Allison. I said, Allison, you got to watch the Florida Love Show to see how much Stanley loved being with you and your family. So this is what Allison wrote on Facebook, because to me, this is what Florida Love is all about, to forgive and to love. Immediately. Forgive, love immediately. That's what I do, because that's freedom. But they waited 18 years. And right after he went to the Seder, Stanley passed. Thank God. Love you, God. Thank God they got together and forgave each other and loved each other. So here's what Allison wrote after watching the show. This Passover, I was fortunate to spend it with my awesome cousin Glenn and my Uncle Stanley. Uncle Stanley and I hadn't seen each other or spoken to each other for 18 years. 18 years lost. But we made up for it in one evening. One evening of love. It was very special, but I didn't realize how special it was for him until today at his funeral. At his funeral. When Kenny Love told me about the Florida Love Show he was on and how Stanley spoke about our reunion at the Seder, it blew me away. He spoke to Kenny Love on and off camera about myself and my family and how he just adored them all. And he did. He adored them all. He was so happy. And Allison was so happy. That's what forgiveness and love. It's the greatest happiness. And then she wrote, you never know how your words and actions touch others. This was one of those moments, and I am so grateful for it. That's the power of forgiveness and love. And then I meet Deonna at the Shivak Hall, and Rene's there, and now they're here. And I'm getting to love her grandfather and dad, Vito, today. So I want to show you a few things, Deonna, while I got you now. I love you, love you, love you so much. Deonna, you have the biggest heart in the world. And Deonna's two beautiful children are here right now. I got Giovanna and I got Dom Vito. You have 4 Vitos in your family? Yes, 4 Vitos. Yeah, all after Grandpa Vito, yep. Right?
The original.
The original, right. Okay, well, let's start. Let's start with how it all happened. What's this photo of?
This is what Don is officially the wedding photo for my grandparents. Much later in life than when they were together, but this is the quintessential wedding photo for us.
So this is the wedding photo of your grandma Laura and your grandpa Vito.
Yes.
Who's both your grandpa and your dad.
Yes, grew up in his house, yep.
Yeah. So explain how come he's also your dad.
I was an infant when my parents were divorced, and we moved back in home with my grandparents and became a family unit of our own. Still had very good relationship with my father, but Vito was the person I saw every day after school and really filled in the daily need of having that dad figure. It doesn't have to be your biological father. You just need someone in your life that is there for you always.
Yeah. How old were you when you moved in?
I was an infant.
Like a baby?
Yes, a
So
couple
your
months
parents
old.
got divorced when you were a baby, and your dad wasn't there.
I saw him on the weekends and
Right.
would spend time, but not on a daily basis for all the growing up and seeing all the changes that happened so quickly.
Right. So Vito was there, always there,
Always.
no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're like a Hollywood couple, and your grandma is so much younger, Laura,
Yes.
and also so much taller.
Yep.
They're beautiful.
They are.
How'd they meet?
They met walking across the street.
They met walking across the street.
Yep.
Now, for all you single people out there, don't you meet the man or woman of your dreams, the love of your life, walking the street now? Like across the street, right? Isn't that how it happens now?
I wish that was true. That would be great.
You
And
wish it was
everybody-
true, right? Right,
An
Rene?
open heart, and you never know.
Yeah, I don't really see that happening as much now. We're all in our cars, aren't we?
Yeah, like, I mean, so, but that's how it happened then.
Absolutely.
And then, okay, so they met crossing the street, then what happened?
It was like mutual. They were there with my grandmother was there with her sisters, I believe, and it was someone that they knew, and that's when she met him. So they got married technically by buying a house together and having a life together, and they have 3 children. My mother, my aunt, and my uncle, which is Vito the second, or Vito Jr.
Yeah, so for all you lovers out there who are single, just walk across the street, meet the man or woman of your dreams, buy a house together, get married, have children. Come on, it's simple. That's what love is all about.
Love is simple.
They're pure love. And they love each other so much.
Yes.
And your grandma's still alive,
Yes, 96.
96. So how many brothers and sisters did each of them have?
Vito had 8, and Laura had 5. 6 children.
So Vito had 8, and Laura had,
5.
did you say?
5.
5.
Yes.
My lucky number, 5. So where were they originally from?
Vito was born in Staten Island, and Laura is from New Jersey.
And their parents were from?
Laura's family was in New Jersey, but believe before that were German immigrants, and Vito's parents are Italian immigrants.
From where in Italy?
Bari, Italy.
Wow. Bari, Italy.
Yes.
Have you ever been there?
Close, but not to the actual location.
Okay. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. So just to continue on how they spread so much love together.
So this is in the Florida house. It was another house that he purchased, but as a birthday gift for her. And this is my mother, which is the one with the long hair there in the middle. And that's myself, she's holding. And my cousin, who also ended up moving into the house with us. So it ended up being 6 of us living as a family unit as I was growing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at all that love.
Love. The doll that I'm holding that I loved very much, my daughter now plays with. The exact
Wow.
same one.
Wow. What's the name of the doll?
Mary.
Mary. So now Giovanna plays with Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They're so well behaved. They're
Thank you.
amazing. So I just love you so much. You're incredible. Your children are incredible.
I appreciate that.
So yeah. Yeah. So let's continue a little bit.
So every birthday for my grandfather, which was in October, was a family holiday. It was one of our national holidays we celebrated every year, just as much as we would Christmas and Thanksgiving. So we always had decorations and we always dressed up. And this is the last photo of his birthday that I have that I can find of an actual photo of it.
Yeah, he passed when you were 14.
Yes.
So how did he pass?
I believe it was cancer. He had a lot of medical issues, was in a hospital. He had gone through open heart surgeries and had a pacemaker. He had to have cataract surgeries. He had been through the ringer. He had really done a lot in his life, and a lot was happening, unfortunately, at the end that was all medical related.
Tell me about that day.
That day, I was getting on a plane to go to California, and we were standing in the upstairs hallway in his bedroom doorway. And I remember hugging him and saying, "I love you, and we'll see you soon." And we all that was the spot in the house where he was going upstairs, that we all congregated to say goodbye before we left.
Yeah, so life is short. Did you expect him to pass?
No.
So did you fly out to California? Was he still alive?
Yes.
Yeah. So did you expect him to pass while you were in California?
No.
No. So what was it? So how'd you find out he passed?
We flew home. My mother flew home separately. She had just, we were out there for her wedding, for her second marriage. And so when we flew home, I flew home with my aunt and my cousin who lived with us. So we arrived home, and immediately there were cars lining the street. Family members, his brother and my aunt were there, and it was obvious that something close to, or possibly that he had died, when you kind of see that going home to that congregation of family and everyone loving you. And the moment I knew was my aunt was told, and I heard her scream. And that immediately just still gives me shivers. Hearing that kind of gut-wrenching, just she was always there for him and taking care of him and being by his side. We really all were very much very close, the way we lived. So it was a terrible thing to experience and feel her pain and her loss, as well as my own.
Can you both take off your glasses so I could see your eyes?
Sure.
I love you so much. Rene, can you take off your glasses?
You want me to take off my glasses too?
I want to see both your beautiful eyes of love, your beautiful hearts and souls of love. Oh, so beautiful. Now I see. So, you remember that day like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got to the house and there was a congregation around, you didn't know he passed yet?
No.
Who told you he passed?
As soon as I heard that, I knew. I just knew from the sound that was, was everybody else was there. My grandmother was there, my uncle was there. So if he was in the hospital, they would have been there with him. So it was, you get in that fog of unbelievable loss and disbelief of, what's occurring. I immediately embraced my cousin who was sitting with me, and we had not always had the best relationship. We grew up like sisters, and it was one of those moments that solidifies that he would want us to be as close as we've been raised and to be together. And it was the right time and the right place to be with her and share that moment with her.
So describe the feeling. You pull up and you knew he passed. You just knew.
Yeah.
And what was that like? What was that feeling like?
I almost got the sense that I had to kind of brace for being brave, and to do something for everyone else, not to be falling apart and be needy. It was to be of comfort to everyone else, especially like my grandmother who was there with him, and his brother and that, because even at the age of 14, you realize that it's not always about you. It's about the people around you, and they're all people that I loved. And to see them hurting and mourning was, it felt like my time to step up and try to be an adult in that moment and be brave, because that's what he would want.
Did you cry?
Absolutely.
When did you cry?
Probably, I think as soon as I heard the scream, I think that just sort of, that was the kicking point that just let all the emotions go.
As soon as you heard the scream?
Yeah.
And whose scream was that?
My aunt. Sure, it was my cousin who was sitting with me. It was her mother.
So right now, looking in your eyes, there's just so much love for Vito in your eyes. You miss him, don't you?
Terribly, but I feel like he's always with me.
Yeah?
He has always been with me.
Yeah. And he took care of you.
Yes.
Wow. So Karen, Crazy About Costumes, just joined in. Love you, love you, love you, Karen. And Marty joined in as well. So there's a lot of love for you right now.
I appreciate it. And I love everyone back. Thank you.
Coming in. But you know, at 14 to be brave, and yet like unexpectedly, the closest person in your life passes. Yeah, Marty's sharing his love.
Appreciate them. I feel like there
Love
is
you,
a.
Marty.
People say, you know, you never forget your first love. You also don't forget your first loss.
Mhm. Yeah, so when you heard the scream, you started crying.
Mhm.
Wow. So I want to show you some more pictures of your beautiful dad and father.
This
So
is my
what's
mother.
That's your mother,
This
Kim.
is for the wedding when she married my father, and this is them getting ready. And he is just always smiling and happy, and it's just a beautiful picture and a beautiful moment captured.
Yeah, your mom is beautiful.
Thank you. She still is, yes.
Yeah, and she's beautiful now,
Mm-hmm.
like you, inside and out, like Vito, so handsome, like your grandmother,
Yep.
so beautiful inside and out. I love Vito. So the show is dedicated to Vito and loving Vito. Who's this?
That is me.
And when
Nearly
is
10
that?
years ago.
Yeah.
This is my wedding, and actually I brought the actual with me. So on my flowers at the very bottom, there's right there, I hung charms that I made of all my guardian angels, everyone in my life that I love or didn't even meet, including my future husband at that time, his grandparents that had passed, and I had pictures of all of them, and they were basically, as I thought of it, the ones walking me down the aisle. They were with me in that moment, and love is what brought my husband and I together, and it was the appropriate thing for me to do.
So who was in the charms?
Oh, there's quite a few people in the charms. So it's my husband's father, who had passed 3 months prior to our wedding, his grandparents, my grandfather, my grandparents on my father's side, my mother's boyfriend, who had passed just 3 years prior. They were together for 10 plus years, and I believe that's it. So it was all people that were there for me in my life and watched over me, and also for my husband. And it was the guardian angels that walked me down the aisle that day.
I'm getting really emotional. So Karen from Crazy About Costumes just wrote in, loss is so difficult. So Karen, you just lost your dad, didn't you? I think Karen just lost her dad.
Sorry.
Karen, I love you, Karen. So like, when I'm listening to you in here, so many people had passed in here. Life is short.
Absolutely.
So we have to love everybody while we're still here physically. Now, when people, I never say the word die, I only say pass. People pass, they just leave physically, but they're still here mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every which way. So Vito's with us right now. Vito's with us right. He's been with me all week ever since you introduced me to Vito. He's been my buddy. But when you rambled off all those people who passed, I'm just thinking, God, is life short? I'm sorry, I'm just getting really emotional. And then to see Karen write in how say loss is difficult. I was there like the week her dad died. Dad passed, actually. And it was very hard on her. So it's just, life is short. Yes, your dad passed, Karen. I love you, Karen, so much. You cherish each day. Yes, yes. What's your dad's name, Karen? So again, in here, all the memories of all those all that loss. I got very emotional. And then we have, he's so adorable.
He is. He really enjoyed letting us dress him up and have a good time. And this is myself and my cousin, Charisse. The same two. We grew up together as sisters, and he essentially raised us as an extension of his 3 children.
So is this the one you hugged when you came to the house?
Yes.
And you weren't that close at that time?
We same thing, as very much as siblings would be. You know, you kind of have spots in life where you're not always as close as you should be, and he is the reason. Same thing brought us back together.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't it amazing how tragedy and loss brings people together? That's what it takes. As sad as that is.
It does.
Oh, love you, love you, love you, Joshua. Love you, Josh. Love you. Josh Love just wrote in, love you, love you, love this. So there's so much love coming in. And the whole reason for this is because God is love, right from the Bible. Bernard Corlin. So Karen, that's crazy. You know crazy about costumes? That's your thing? Crazy? That's my dad's name. Oh my God. That's my dad's name, Karen. So I brought my dad here because he reminds me of Vito. Here's my dad. He passed June 10th, 1996. I miss him every second. Love you, Dad. Love you, Bernard. Love you, Ben. Karen, that's crazy. Loss is difficult, but it gets easier to deal with after time. Yes, Marty. Love you, buddy. And life is short. Mm-hmm. Life is short. So he reminds me of Vito.
They were very close in ages when we were speaking.
Yes, they were. He was born 1916, Vito 1913. And they were both very handy, by the way. Like Vito was like an auto mechanic and auto parts. My dad built my tree house. I mean, it's amazing. They're like brothers to me. So I love Vito so much. Love you, Dad. Benny Love so much. Benny Love, Kenny Love. And I love you, Karen, your dad, Bernard. Love you, love you, love you. And same name. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy. There could be a zillion names. So I want to play a song right now. I'm actually going to play a few songs because I want to. So these are people who have passed, who were singers who have passed because life is short. We never expected them to pass, but they passed. So one is my favorite rocker. This is my favorite song about love. So I'm going to play this song because life is short. Please play the love song.
Some days it don't come easy, and some days it don't come hard. Some days it don't come at all, and these are the days that never end. And some that you breathe and fire, and some that you carved in ice, some that you like nothing I've ever seen before. I will again. And maybe I'm crazy, oh it's crazy and it's true. I know you can save me, no one else can save me now but you. As long as the wheels are turning, as long as the bells are ringing, as long as your dreams are coming true, you better believe that I would do anything for love. And you know it's true, and that's a fact. I would do anything for love, and there'll never be no turning back. But I'll never do it better than I do it with you. So long, oh so long, and I would do anything for love. Oh, I would do anything for love. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. Oh no, won't do
Will you
that.
raise me up? Will you help me down? Will you get me right out of this God-forsaken town? Will you make it all a little less old?
I can do that. Oh, I can do
Make me
that.
some magic with your own two hands. Can you build an emerald city with these grains of sand? Can you give me something I can take home?
Oh, I can do that.
and sooner or later you'll be screwing around.
I won't do that. No, I won't do anything for love. Oh, I would do anything for love. Oh, I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. No, I won't do that.
I'm getting so emotional. Love you, Meatloaf. He passed a few months ago. I'll never get to see him in concert again. Queen is my favorite group. Freddie Mercury, I saw him in concert like 10 times in high school, and then he passed. I mean, look, everybody saw the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. Freddie Mercury passed. So I want to dedicate this song to Vito and you. The reason being, this is by somebody who passed. Again, another star who passed, because life is short. The people who are playing it are from Italy. It's gorgeous. Yeah, Karen, love you. Karen's crying. So am I, Karen. I mean, love you, Karen. Love you so much. So much, so much, so much. So, Haley, please play We Are the World. Okay, so Haley, play Can't Help Falling in Love.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so we take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
So Elvis is my idol. He passed unexpectedly. So the girl who sings that is a child prodigy. She's only 12 years old. She's a child prodigy, violin, vocalist. She's originally from Ukraine. Karolina Protsenko. I'm going to play another song from someone who passed. And this is from all over the world. Now, at Florida Love, we have different groups that you can join. And you just have to be loving. We have Love Will Keep Us Together with 4,000 people. We have Love Circle, where we get together in person, say I love you, with over 1,000 people. We have Roses for Change with 1,000 people. We have Florida Love Dating and Networking, if you want to meet the man or woman of your dreams, over 30,000 people, growing thousands a day. And we have Love Songs. This is the one I'm most proudest of. I mean, talking about how love spreads. Started off loving one person, has 310,000 people. Thousands join every day. All these songs are from love songs. They're from all over the world. So right now, I'm going to take you all over the world from love songs with a song by someone who passed. That's my dream for the world. So please play Imagine.
2, 3. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us only sky. Oh yeah. Imagine all the people living for today. Yeah. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, yeah, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us
Woo! So that's my dream for the world. Love you, John Lennon. Murdered. I'll never forget that day, 1980. I have chills down my spine right now. I was living in Manhattan. John Lennon murdered. Life is short. Look how beautiful that song is. And now that's love song. So that went from the Philippines to India to Nashville, Tennessee, to Hawaii, to Indiana, to all over the world. Brazil. Everybody in the world wants to love and be loved. So let's all love each other. We only have now. Now, 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 before we pass. Before I pass, I could pass right now. So Marty, I love you, love you, love you. Marty wrote in how much he loved Meatloaf and he loves you, and so much love coming in for you right now. So I want to play Vito's slideshow because I want everybody to get an idea what an incredible man, special man Vito is. So please play, oh, love the Beatles, love you, Karen. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Please play Vito's slideshow. Beautiful. I was crying when I heard that. So what's it like for you to see that slideshow?
I feel very proud, and I feel very honored to have known and loved him as close as I was with him.
So what would you love to say to Vito right now? He's here with you right now.
I talk to him all the time.
Okay, great. What would you love to say to him live on TV?
I love you, Pop, and you know that. I love you every day. I never forget you.
Okay, so I'm going to play a song right now. Please, Haley, play the Rose song.
Des yeux qui font baisser les miennes, un rire qui serpente sur sa bouche, voilà les portraits sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas. Je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit des mots d'amour, des mots dans tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon corps, une épargne de bonheur. Je connais la cause. Celui pour moi, m'aperçois, alors je sens en moi mon corps qui and hold me fast. Magic spell you cast. This is love, yours. When you kiss me, heaven sighs, and though I close my eyes, I see love, yours. Press me to your heart. I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Barne mon cœur qui
Why did I play that song?
Song he played a lot.
His favorite song.
Yeah.
Yes?
All about love, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Beautiful. It's one of the most romantic songs I've ever heard.
I love it, and it brings back very fond memories.
Brings back fond memories.
Mhm.
So I'm going to play one more song talking about memories. So please play the song about memories, Haley.
Misty watercolored memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind. smiles we gave to one another, for the way we were. Can it be that it was all so simple then? Or has time rewritten every line? If we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember? We simply choose to forget. So with the laughter, we will remember. Whenever we remember the way we were, the way we It's an honor to sing for you, Miss Judson. Thank you.
So, memories. What was it like to hear that song?
It just brings back joy and thinking about the laughter and the tears and all the good things that you have in life. So it's just brings back lots of little memories of me scurrying around as a kid.
What's your fondest memory of your dad, grandfather?
Vito's memory of me? Being very quiet. Probably had to talk to me more than I talked to him.
Yeah. So that's your fondest memory.
Yeah. I was always in the corner. He put his music on, I would hear it. I would go running to where he was in the basement to be with him, to listen to his music and just quietly sit there, and he would be fiddling with his tools and just enjoying his peace and quiet. And it was just the perfect time to absorb that love of music and how he just enjoyed that peace. And I do the same thing today.
So before we end the show, I want you to be able to say how much you love him.
I do. All my heart. My first love.
Your first love.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Vito. I want to thank you for being on the Florida Love Show today. I love you, love you, love you.
Love you, love you, love you.
And Rene, I love you, love you, love you.
We love you too, Kenny. I just
Yes.
have one thing to say. If I can. We love you too, Kenny.
Oh my God.
Is for you.
Oh my
For
God.
supporting the Holistic Chamber of Commerce Boca Raton chapter.
Yeah.
So we made this so you can have it for future memories and treasure it as we treasure you. And we have Kenny, love you, love you, love you all over, as you can see. We have your mom here, love you, Mom. We have Florida Love. We have everything here.
Roses for Change.
Roses for Change, and everything that you have done to impact this world in such a positive way.
Your love is
that
contagious.
Your love is contagious. And we really love you for doing that. So,
Right.
Roses for Change. And that's what you have done to change this world. So we're here to salute you and thank you for all that you do.
Hey, I love you so much. Oh my God. Deonna, I love you so much.
Love you.
That's pure love. It's so beautiful.
Kenny,
Thank you.
You are love.
Thank you.
Everything that you do. This is just a little gesture, but you do change the world. And we
Absolutely.
need more people like you.
Yes.
Love you, love you, love you, Rene. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, Deonna.
I love you.
Love you, love you. That's so beautiful. From the bottom of my heart, I love you. Beautiful. Thank you.
So we even have over here, Kenny, where it says, to anyone who's feeling love today.
I'm loved today.
Okay, don't worry. I love you.
Yes.
And then down here, Kenny, it says, love you, love you, love you. As you always say it 3 times.
Love you, love you, love you, Rene.
Right.
Love you, love you, love you, Deonna. And love you, love you, love you, Dom Vito the fourth. And love you, love you, love you, Giovanna. So really, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much, and it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Wow. Whew. So I want to thank all you lovers for watching the Florida Love Show today. Wow. Oh, love you, Julie. And that's my mom's name. Julie was on the show last week. Love you, Julie. Love you, love you. And love you all, each and every one of you. And as I say, love you, love you, love you. So go out and love everyone, because we only have now, now, now. And as I end every show, who can you give a rose to? I love you. You've been listening to the Florida Love Show, where we've been spreading love in the Florida community. For more information, please contact me, Kenny Love, at 917-699-1995 or ken@florida-love.com or on our website, florida-love.com. See you next week, 3 p.m. Friday for the Friday Love Hour. Keep spreading love in your life and have a loving week. Love you all.